A very interesting observation you have actually made here, because there is definitely a pattern playing out in the neighborhood. This pattern gets exploited by certain external powers because of certain fault lines. You see, no revolt can be orchestrated in any country unless there is a fault line in that country. A situation is such that the people can easily be molded uh, and influenced. So, what we are actually seeing is in Bangladesh, we saw the same thing where there was Sheikh Hasina was running her government like a dictator. Uh, Number of students were arrested. Firing had been resorted on the students. So it was a perfect opportunity for an outside force to come and fuel the fire. And Mohammed Yunus was transported. He is a pro US guy, and you are aware that he also is the recipient of a Nobel Peace Prize. So he was straight away moved into the helm of affairs, which suited a particular country. You know, I'm not naming the country. I think it's very obvious that which country was responsible for the situation in Bangladesh. Now let's come to Nepal. Nepal has been in turmoil for quite some time. Prime Minister Oli, KP Sharma Oli, he is known for his corrupt practices. This is his third tenure as a prime minister. He has had a very controversial second tenure when he was removed by the Supreme Court. He came back. His first tenure, he was did not complete the tenure, hardly 1 year. So if you look at this pattern of Oli, uh, from his second tenure onwards, he started moving towards China. And he has never been perceived as pro India. There have been a number of border disputes in Kalapani area, Lipu Lake, and all those areas where he has opposed India vehemently, in spite of a total foreign direct investment in Nepal. India contributes 35%. There are today 150 projects running in Nepal by the Indians. You name agriculture, power, uh, insurance, electricity, everything is being managed by India because Nepal is a landlocked country. Uh, and in 2015, when Oli was there was this blockade. If you actually remember, uh, a major trade and transit blockade was done at that point of time, and the relations became very bad between India and Nepal. So what we are seeing now is, when I talk to my friends in Nepal, they bring out certain very important aspects. One is agriculture. The youth of Nepal don't want to get involved in agriculture. The fields are not being tilled. There is hardly any or a reduction in the agricultural produce. People or the youth of Nepal are migrating out of Nepal. And that should be a warning sign for any political government, because moment your people start migrating outside, it implies that you are not giving them sufficient opportunities in terms of job, employment, entrepreneurship. People are not being giving loans. There is a bribery. You have to pay a lot of money to get a loan. Your government infrastructure projects, only 30% of the amount sanctioned is utilized on the project, and 70% is the kickbacks. So when you have an economy like this, you are bound to ask for trouble, and it has happened. And Gen Z, as it called it, you know, this is a new term for me also, Gen Z. Uh, so now you see the, if I also look at the Gurkha, soldiers who were there in the Indian army, they are very, very volatile at times. At times when you disturb them, or you finger them, or you persecute them, they will retaliate very badly. And Pakistan also faced the brunt of the Gurkha regiments in the 65 and the 71 wars, including 99 in Kargil. So the youth of Nepal has come out on the streets in a very, very violent manner. And it is now actually Oli has become history there. And your question is very, very relevant, because here I would like to bring in a country uh, who has a track record of you orchestrating regime changes in various areas. And especially if we see our subcontinent, if a, a pro US government comes in Bangladesh, a pro US government, because let me also tell you about Oli. Oli was getting too close to China for comfort. His closeness for China started in his second term itself. And that is not liked by the United States. So there is a strong possibility. I don't have any evidence in what I'm saying right now, but logically, I can presume that uh, these fault lines have been exploited by the deep state of the United States. They have a program running which is called the US aid. This program runs in every country. The backside of the program, because the front side of the program is that it is meant for humanitarian causes. A backside of the program is that this money is used for carrying out uh, regime changes whenever the government of that country is not towing the line of the United States. So there is, or there exists, a possibility, as far as my analysis goes. We should not be ruling it out at this stage. Subsequently, more evidence will be observed. As we saw in Bangladesh, the evidence came out. Subsequently, if you uh, saw a recent report in which one US soldier has been found killed in Bangladesh. What was the soldier doing in Bangladesh? US Army is not supposed to be there in Bangladesh. So we are seeing slowly, slowly, the hands are opening, and US is getting exposed. And why is US wanting to do this? It's very, very simple. US wants to destabilize India and pressurize India in a manner that whatever the US wants to achieve, India will actually follow. And your last point of the question, do we expect a similar thing happening in India? Well, it was tried very recently, it was tried, but it was not a success. And you see, unfortunately, India does not have those kind of fault lines, which possibly the US can exploit to make a regime change. Firstly, our country is too huge. It's not a small country like Bangladesh or Nepal or Sri Lanka. And, you can easily subvert the people in these countries. But in India, you may be able to subvert a very small fraction of the population, maybe 5%, 10%. Beyond that, you will not be able to do it. And that is one of the reasons India stands tall today. And India has a policy of strategic autonomy. And in spite of sanctions, we have not blinked, we are not deterred. We are going to pursue the path we think is best for our national interest. You see, you are talking in the realm of actually speculation right now, because you see, unless we have definite evidence to say that the US has had a role to play in Nepal, because right now we are only discussing possibilities. And what you say uh, has a lot of merit, because of uh, this agitation or protest taking shape in such a fast track manner. See, normally the state government machinery is quite strong enough to prevent these kind of happenings from taking place. You know, there is an intelligence system which works in every state. The national intelligence is there, the state intelligence is there, the district intelligence is there, the police is also there, the army is also there. So I'm quite surprised that Prime Minister Oli has been taken by surprise at the magnitude of the revolt, because he has the state machinery with him to prevent such a thing from spreading. So that implies the deep state has deep roots in every segment of governance in Nepal. And that is, or plausibly, it could be one of the reasons why this agitation could not be controlled, which resulted in the resignation of the government. Because normally, as you said, in 12 hours, in 24 hours, you know, things like this won't happen. Same thing we actually saw it in Bangladesh. So it clearly indicates that there was a detailed planning, and especially planning related to timing, because timing of these agitations are very important, because all facets of uh, turmoil, or all the facets of how to topple a government has been war gamed. Because in the army, whenever we carry out major test bedding, or trying to test the efficacy of a system, or the efficacy of a process, we tend to war game it. And similarly, I feel this has been war gamed very well, because such an agitation cannot spread in the way it has spread. In such a short time, the things have gone out of control. The police machinery has failed. The Nepalese army has failed. And I think there is much larger to see you into it than we are actually seeing as of now.